Assalamu alaikum listeners. I warmly welcome you all on the behalf of Experience Exchange with this brand new episode in which we have another very interesting and important topic to discover. Yes, it is communism. In this whole video, we will discover that what actually communism is. We will understand that what are the pros and cons of communism. We will discover the history and background of communism and things like that. We will discover that who are the founder of communism and things related to communism in this whole video. So without wastage of time, let's deep dive in this video. Yes, communism is a political and economic ideology that seeks to create a classless and stateless society, where resources are shared equally among all members. It emerged in the 19th century as a response to the inequalities and injustices of capitalism. At its core, communism envisions a society where there are no rich or poor people. Instead, everyone shares everything equally, including wealth, property, and power. The goal is to create a fair and just society where everyone's needs are met. Communism was developed as a theory by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. They believed that in capitalist society, a small group of people, the capitalists, own and control the means of production like factories, land resources, etc., while the majority, poor or working class, had to sell their labor for a wage. Marx and Engels argued that this system led to exploitation and inequality. One of the central ideas of communism is the concept of class struggle. Marx and Engels believed that throughout the history, societies had been characterized by conflicts between different classes. In capitalism, their struggle was between the elite and low class. Now people think that why communism? Why communism? Communism advocates for the abolition of private property. This doesn't mean you can't have personal belonging like clothes or a toothbrush. It means that major resources and industries like factories and farms would be collectively owned and managed by the people rather than by private individuals or corporations. Communism envisions a stateless society, but in the transition period between the capitalism and communism, a temporary state is often seen as necessary to oversee the process. This transitional state is often called the dictatorship of the proletariat, where the working class take control of the government to facilitate the transition to communism. Communism places a strong emphasis on equality. It aims to provide all citizens with access to education, healthcare, housing, and other basic necessities, regardless of their background or income. This is meant to eliminate the disparities in living standards seen in capitalist societies. Now, the next question arises in our mind is that how communism works. In a communist society, the government or the whole community owns the means of production such as factories, farms, and mines. This means that the government or the community decides what to produce, how to produce it, and who distributes it. The goal of communism is to create a classless society in which everyone has the same opportunities and everyone shares in the wealth that is produced. In a communist society, everyone would work according to abilities and receive according to their needs. So now we are going to discuss about the type of communism. There are many different types of communism, but they all share some common features. These features includes public ownership of the means of production, a classless society, a money-less economy, distribution of goods and services according to needs. Examples of communist countries which are implementing communism. Now we are going to discuss about some examples of the countries that have tried to implement communism include the Soviet Union, China, and Cuba. However, these countries have all different degrees of success. The Soviet Union was the first communist country in the world. It was established in 1917 after the Russian Revolution. The Soviet Union was a one-party state and the government controlled all aspects of the economy. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. China became a communist country in 1949 after the Chinese Civil War. China is still a communist country today, but it has adopted some capitalist element into its economy to make it better economy. Cuba became a communist country in 1959 after the Cuban Revolution. Cuba is still a communist country today. Now we are going to talk about the criticism on this communism. Communism has been criticized for a number of reasons. Some people believe that communism is unrealistic and that is impossible to create a classless society. Others believe that communism is too restrictive and that it doesn't allow for the people individual freedom. Communism has also been criticized for its human rights record. Many communist countries have had repressive governments that violated the rights of the citizens. What are the interesting facts about the communism? Communism is often associated with socialism, but these are some important differences between two ideologies. Socialism is a system in which the means of production are owned by workers, while communism is a system in which the means of production are owned by the whole community. Communism has been tried in a number of different countries around the world, but none of these countries have achieved a truly communist society. This is because communism is a very difficult system to implement and it requires a high degree of cooperation from all the members of the society. There are many different schools of thought within the communism and there is no single correct way to implement it. This has led to a great deal of debate and disagreement among the communists. Communism is an ideology that seeks to create a society where wealth and resources are shared equally among all the members, but is also a system that is difficult to implement and that had a potential to lead to oppression. I hope that you found this video useful and informative. Up till next time, take care of yourself and stay tuned with Experience Exchange for videos and content like this. And don't forget to subscribe our channel. Up till next time, Assalamu alaikum.